Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Buckeye Weekly Podcast. I'm Tony Gerdeman here, as always, with Tom Orr. Tom, how's it going?
Tony, we have spent this month telling our members what's going on inside of practice, what happened inside the first scrimmage, and now we get to tell people in advance, not what's going to happen,
Right, no.
but what has to happen
Yes.
this weekend.
What absolutely must happen. And if it doesn't,
Not our fault.
just things like at this point, you're getting to the point in camp where after this, things need to be settled because you're going to start to get into game prep because Ball State right around the corner, and you need to take them seriously, Tom.
Well, if you get your stuff together early enough, you can spend a week sort of doing stuff that you're not going to use week one, and you might be able to say for, I don't know, whoever's on the schedule week two, but you're running out of weeks where after the scrimmage this Saturday, there's one more week before game week, and then it's game week.
And I'm just listening to the cicadas. We got some machinery. Welcome to the Buckeye Weekly Podcast. The first thing that must happen.
Is it the mower has to go past?
And now the cicadas. The second thing that must happen. We know, we believe, we feel like they know what their offensive line is going to be. They know what they want it to be. In the scrimmage, they need that confirmed. Whether that is Ian Moore at left tackle and Austin Siereveld at right guard, which is what I think we have. I know we have. We've agreed that that's going to be the lineup. That has to be confirmed on Saturday by what they see and the grades that come out. And even if Josh Padilla plays well, it's still like you just want to feel good about this decision that you've landed on. And we will talk to Ryan Day then on the Monday following, and I'm sure we'll finally, maybe, perhaps, get the answer on the offensive line. But even if he doesn't tell us, they need to know coming out of that scrimmage who their starting five is.
Yeah, and I think right now they have a pretty good sense. You get the sense that they have a pretty good sense based on what you're hearing on the record, what you're hearing behind the scenes. You get the sense that they probably have a good sense. But you have to know, because going into the fall, I think he wanted to know last weekend. And then Austin Siereveld missing some time over the last week. He's back right now, no concerns there. But just the fact that he missed some practices, that probably pushed things back a little bit. They wanted to know by now. They have to know this weekend because you have to, this is the point where during, real quarterback battle, less real quarterback battle, they almost always try to have the guy locked in by this scrimmage on Saturday. You want that with the offensive line as well.
Yeah, you just want to feel good about it. And Ryan Day feels comfortable based on what he said. Like, we've seen him when he's concerned, and he does not look concerned. I think they just want to continue to feel like, okay, yes, this is exactly what we expected. This is good. This is acceptable. The second thing that has to happen, Tom, the defense needs to stop the offense some. It was a pretty big day for the offense in the scrimmage, and generally that's not supposed to happen. Generally the defense is supposed to be ahead of the offense, but I guess now in fall camp, with an experienced offense, it's okay that your offense is doing very well. But at some point, this Matt Patricia guy's got to get it together. They need to stop some things and make some plays and make things more difficult for the offense. And I'm just reminded of Bennett Christian when we talked with him earlier in the week, talking with his conversation with Peyton Pierce about, like, Peyton Pierce tells him, I don't know how people are going to stop this offense. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, I don't know if I want my middle linebacker saying that, come on
What are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, what am I supposed to do?
Well, and this is the time of year when Ryan Day has said before, the first practice of the spring, every coach in the country is thinking, we're not going to win a game this year. Because then you forget, everyone looks like this time of year. This is the time of year, beginning of fall camp is the time of year when the defense is typically still ahead of the offense. Typically, there's just more moving parts that have to work exactly right together for the offense to fire on all cylinders. For the offense to be ahead of the defense, and that was certainly what we were hearing coming out of that scrimmage last week, that's either extraordinarily good news about the offense or a little bit of a red flag about the defense. And you don't really know for sure right now until you get on the field against a good opponent, on a Saturday in front of 100,000 people. You don't really know for sure. You probably think you get the sense that everyone in the building is, leaning towards, don't worry, it's just the offense is really good. And you have so many guys back on the offense that it's like, yeah, that's a reasonable conclusion to draw. But you really need to see, the defense needs to get off the field. The offense, we've heard over and over and over, the offense needs to get yards after catch and get explosive plays and all that kind of stuff. And it certainly sounds like they have found ways to do that. Now the defense has to get themselves off the field and limit some of that this weekend. Yeah,
the fun of being the head coach and the non-fun of it is you're watching practice and you see Jeremiah Smith go for 60 yards and you're like, yes, no, because now that's your defense giving up 60 yards, or Bo Jackson breaking through. It's like, yes, you've been wanting him to see and break tackles and get to the second level, but it's like that second level needs to get him down. So there's always, it's half good, half bad when you see good stuff going. And so that's one of the issues of being a head coach. That's why I never recommend it. One of the other things that has to happen is the rotations need to be solidified. Basically, how many guys are playing? Or Urban Meyer would call it who's game ready. And so not just game ready, but like, is Dominic Kelly earned a spot in terms of a rotation? Have TJ Alford and Riley Pettyjohn earned playing time? Is there, as Jason Moore, is he going to play as that fourth tackle? How many defensive ends? Is Kari Wilder going to play? So like, basically, and I'm just talking about some of the defensive guys, but overall, like, who has earned that playing time? That guy is playing. Like when I asked Ryan Day back the last time we talked to him about the freshmen that are playing, he's like, Jay Timmons is playing. Legend Bey, as long as he continues, is playing. There's some guys on the back end that are playing, some guys that are up front. Like, they already know some of the guys who are playing, but it's like, exactly where are they playing? How are they playing? Who are they playing with? What kind of packages? Like, I think you need to start solidifying that.
Yeah, you just need to have answers right now. And they can be phenomenal answers. They can be just okay answers. They can be answers for certain situations. You just got to know. This goes back to the same thing with the offensive line. We're at the point of the fall where now you got to know you're through the. We're going to try a bunch of different stuff. We're going to see. We're going to get crazy. We're going to we'll draw names out of a hat and we'll see who this is
random number generator.
Right, exactly. Like, why is Edric Houston playing safety? Don't worry about it. It's just week 2 of spring ball. You're past that now. You're at the point where now you need to have answers because the questions are about to get asked for real. You have to have the answers because the tests start. And yeah, there's just a little pop quiz week 1, but you get a pretty big midterm exam week 2. You need to have those answers kind of ready to go because then you need reps. And we talk about this all the time with the offensive line that, hey, they got to gel together. They got to be working together, all that kind of stuff. That's true everywhere. You've got to know, your wide receivers. You got to know who is Julian Sayin throwing to. Julian Sayin's got to know that. Who are the offensive line, who are the safeties, who are all these different pieces. You got to know, hey, when you're facing an opponent in this package, we've got this defensive package to answer that, and this guy's in this spot. It's just you have to have all this stuff ready. Because if you're still figuring it out, where it's like you're on the bus to Virginia Tech and it's like, all right, I guess we can figure out who's going to be the starting quarterback now. Like, that does not lead to great results.
Yeah, I mean, they did win that game, Tom. So
they did, yes, that's true. That was not the worst result they had against Virginia Tech in that 2-year span.
No, and that was one of the high points of the season in 2015. That win at Virginia Tech. I don't need to remind you all, but basically, you need to know all of these different packages so that you can begin game planning with those.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we're going to use this against Ball State. We're going to save this for Texas, but you know what? We'd also like to practice it right now a little bit.
Yeah.
Whether it's big nickel, small nickel, big dime, all of these different things defensively, and then offensively, 11, 12, like when do we want these 2 tight ends? When do we want a fullback? All of these different packages, you've got to get that situated so that you know when and how you're going to use them and who you're going to use them against. And one other thing, Tom, I would say is what needs to happen. Ryan Day keeps saying as long as Legend Bey continues to improve and protects the ball, I would say for Legend Bey, hold on to the ball. That seems to be like one of the big things. And I don't even know that it's an issue. It's just they don't want it to become an issue as a true freshman, still learning the position. Just remember, keep the ball up. Locke is always like, get your wrist up, get to do this and do that. Like for all of these freshmen, lock in, listen to the coaches on the fundamentals, and also buy in on special teams. But like in terms of just getting stuff done, just hold on to the ball and take care of it for everybody.
Well, this is the time of year where if you're a true freshman who has given them a reason to at least be thinking about you in terms of playing, and that's a Jay Timmons, that's a Legend Bey, that's a Chris Henry, maybe a Brock Boyd, a Simeon Caldwell. I mean, there's lots of guys in this conversation. Now you got to do the stuff where you're not giving them any reason to take you off the field. Don't give them any reason to think, because coaches are looking for reasons not to play freshmen. That is the default response from coaches is, what do I have to do to not put that freshman on the field? And sometimes you've got a Jeremiah Smith who's just going to just force his way onto the field, and that's it. Most other guys, there's some shades of gray, and it's, well, can Legend Bey hang onto the ball? Can Jay Timmons, which packages is he going to be in? Is he going to be someone who can be on the field 3 downs? Is he only going to be on the field in passing situations? Like, what does that look like? Simeon Caldwell, what kind of a role can he carve out for himself? But what can Legend Bey do? He's given them in some of these earlier practices, earlier scrimmages, the reason to put him on the field, which is he can do stuff that other people can't necessarily do. Now you got to keep giving them, don't give them a reason to go back on that.
Yeah. Don't give them a reason to be like, well, maybe next week. Maybe
he can do lots of stuff other people can't do. Buddy can't hold on to the ball, or Buddy can't pass block, or Buddy can't whatever.
He can't do the things that they need every single person to do. And so that's why the freshmen have to just reaffirm that they can be trusted. And on that note, if you're watching, you want to hit the thumbs up, we'd appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. If you've not yet done so, please do. If you have, thank you very much. Thank you for supporting us. And if you want to find us, you can find us at BuckeyeInsiders.com. Invite you over there. Tom and I, your football insiders. Marcus Hartman talking basketball as the basketball insider. Chuck Maletti talking recruiting as the recruiting insider. And of course, Ross Fulton and Michael Pettit talking X's and O's as our X's and O's gurus and insiders. If you're interested in any of that stuff, you can find it all at BuckeyeInsiders.com. We invite you there. We'd love to see it. So that will do it from here. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will talk to you all later.